All right, guys, this week that tide's falling out on us, and it's pushed all these redfish into these drains on the backside of Nighthawk here, and it's got them redfish stacked up really good in all these drains. There's also some black drum mixed in there too. Throw your popping cork and shrimp in them drains, a little deeper water. You know, that 3 to 4 foot of water, it's holding really good numbers of redfish and trout. And when you get good calm mornings, wind blowing 8, 9 miles an hour, come back here and make you some good long drifts with those popping corks and shrimp. And for those artificial guys, throw your paddle tails, throw your corkies. There's a lot of good redfish back here right now also. And just get in here and drift whenever you can when it's nice and calm before that wind gets up and kicking. It's real clear. Try and aim for the sand pockets, guys, but them redfish and black drum are scattered in here. Really, really nice right now. For you guys that like to wade fish, come over here down south of Pure Oil Channel up along this King Ranch shoreline. And once again, with that tide falling, it's pulled those redfish off of the shoreline a little bit. And they're in that, 3 to 4 foot of water. But there's also some really, really nice big trout mixed in. And we're catching them on corkies. We're catching them on down south bone diamond. So get over here and just work these areas south of Pure Oil Channel. There's little reefs, like right here, there's a little reef that comes out off the shoreline, and there's another one a little further down here on this point. So get over here and just work them. You're going to get lots of bites from little fish, little perch, and stuff like that. Don't let that discourage you. Work it out, and you will catch some really nice redfish and trout along this King Ranch shoreline right now. Like I said, corkies, your bone diamond down south. Dirty tequila has been working really good as that sun comes up, gets that flash going. So just take your time and even if you're on a boat, let that wind push you down the shoreline. You don't have to wade fish. You can get out, you can stay on the boat and let that wind, work you. And if you have a trolling motor, use your trolling motor to keep you off that shoreline. Stay off of that edge and stay in that good depth of water. That 3 to 4 foot of water right now is holding a lot of good fish. All right, and again, with this tide falling out down here west of Peniscal Point, in between Peniscal Point and Los Corrales, on this edge, that tide really sucked out and it pulled these redfish off the shoreline, and it brought them out here to this drop-off. And this drop-off, there's a hard bar. This bar goes from 1.5 feet, 2 foot, and it drops off into that 3 to 4 foot of water. First thing in the morning, we're getting in here, throwing our top waters and our corkies, and we are absolutely laying the wood on some really studly redfish and some great trout. And as that sun comes up, switch over to some soft plastics. If you want to keep throwing the corky, you got confidence in it, throw that corky all day. But as that sun comes up, we switch over to some pumpkin spice down souths and some Texas roach down souths. And we're catching a lot of numbers of trout, 40, 50 trout in an hour between 3 or 4 guys. But catching really good quality fish over here on this drop-off right now, guys. Over here in between Point of Rocks and the started tide gauge, there's a good big school of drum swimming around here. So, if you don't feel like throwing lures, get over here with your popping cork and shrimp. Even free lines for shrimp are around these rocks. There's good black drum mixed in with scattered trout and scattered redfish. But, on your map, it'll show you where that foul is. Get up on that foul in that, 2 to 3 foot of water right now. And work it first thing in the morning. In between Point of Rocks, like I was saying, and tide gauge. Once you fall off of that, just double back around and, keep working the area. Just be careful because, that tide low, there's a lot of rocks. And pick that motor up. Use your trolling motor. Just be safe when you're over here, guys.